Welcome. Hope you are doing well today. I am so excited that you are here, and I am so excited to share these really cute ideas with you today. Oh my goodness, they are so much fun. This gingerbread man suite from, well, not suite, sorry, bundle from Stampin' Up is absolutely adorable. And I just hope that you enjoy these ideas as much as I will enjoy sharing them with you because they're so cute. Hello, everybody. I see we already have several people joining. Thank you. Good morning. We will officially get started in just a couple of minutes. I think I'm a little bit ahead of the hour. So let's give everybody a few seconds to join, and then we will officially get started. So let me just put this here. So if anybody's joining and missed the very beginning, then you'll know that we're getting started in just a moment. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Terry. Hi, Keisha. Hello, Barbara, Robin. Hello, everyone. Welcome. So glad that you're here. Thank you so much for joining today. So fun. I just can't wait to share everything with you. This is so cute. And I'll tell you how or why I got the idea for this gingerbread man buffet. I know it's kind of a funny idea, but it was sparked actually because of our trip to Las Vegas last week. And you might remember in places like Vegas, they have really fun buffets. And so when we were at the buffet at the Wynn Casino and Hotel, I got this idea. Well, all these little pieces for the gingerbread men are kind of like going to the buffet, right? You know, when you go to the buffet and you have all these little things to choose from. And so that's what I was thinking. And so I was die cutting the cups. Oh, this is actually from a different bundle, so we'll look at that, but it coordinates well. This is frosting. I know might look like, I don't know, worms, but it's frosting. The hats, look how cute. These are some bows. These are pieces of peppermint candies. And then we have some scarves so that we can play dress up with our gingerbread men and candy canes. So I have all these little pieces die cut, and it just reminded me of the buffet. And so I was like, okay, it's a gingerbread man buffet. At first, I was going to call it a gingerbread man salad bar. And I was like, I don't know, that's kind of weird. But well, let's reserve any any comments. But anyway, I just thought it was really fun. And if you know me, if you've been following me for a while, you know that one thing I love to do when I get out a new bundle is I like to just die cut a ton of stuff, whether it's flowers and leaves or in this case, the gingerbread men, whatever it is. And then I just like to play and I like to mix and match. I really think it goes back to my paper doll days with Betsy McCall back in the 60s and the 70s. But nonetheless, that's how I love to experiment and play and find combinations, and it really sparks my design creativity. So that's what we're doing. We have our gingerbread man buffet. So let's officially get started. My name is Patty Bennett. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I have been sharing with you for over 30 years through in-person events and my online blog and social media videos. And I am so glad that you are here. Thank you for joining me. You will find these cards and more information and all of the tips I'm going to share with you today on pattystamps.com tomorrow. So I guess I should have said hello if you are watching live. It is November 21st, live on YouTube, 10 a.m. Pacific time. So tomorrow, November 22nd, you will find these projects on my blog at pattystamps.com. Can you believe we are almost to Thanksgiving? I don't know how that happened. I honestly don't. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Hi, everybody. Oh, my goodness. Oh, good, Catherine. I'm glad I've inspired you to make gingerbread man cards. That's awesome. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Lori. I'm glad you're excited for today. Hello, everyone. So let me show you what we're using, and then I want to give you some tips for creating with this bundle. It's called Gingerbread Man. There is an adorable stamp set and coordinating dies. The dies, there's so many that it took me 2 of my Stampin' Storage magnet sheets. I'm going to share some tips about die cutting the actual gingerbread men. So let me pull that out. And then as we start going through the little pieces, I'll just point out on here what I use. So I'll just set that aside so I can share that later. And then I've also used lots of other supplies. I'll just show you quickly and then I'll show you where you can find them all. I've used this stamp set, I've used an embossing folder, I've used a snowflake die, and I've used the Jar of Joy and homemade treats bundle. I just started combining everything that I felt kind of went well together. And one thing I did want to do, and I didn't get to it yet, is I wanted to make like some hot cocoa and give the gingerbread man a cute hot cocoa cup. So that's next up on my list. It's sitting over here. I didn't get to it this week. I was really under the weather after coming home from Vegas. And so from our leadership event. So I didn't get as much done as I hoped, but I did get this much done for you. And the supplies are all on my blog today, pattystamps.com. They will be repeated again tomorrow. These are ready to, or that blog post is ready to go with the replay of this video. I did highlight this because I wanted to remember to tell you that kind of my secret here on die cutting the gingerbread men was to use 12 by 12 two-tone cardstock. Really any of the browns or tans. I used crumb cake and pecan pie, whatever you'd like to use, even like vanilla, and you could add some blending on it, whatever. But I'll show you how you get the most out of your 12 by 12 paper. Yeah, I'm still congested. I'm sorry my voice is funny, Terry, but yeah. And if I start sniffing and coughing, somebody just tell me like go get a drink or whatever, because I know that's annoying and I don't want to do it, but I'm doing my best, doing my best. So all the supplies, the ink, the stamp sets, the papers I've used, the bundle, all of that is on my blog today. So when we're done, you can hop over there. The link is in the video description, and then you can purchase the supplies to make these cards. I have tons of tips to share with you today, and I actually copied this off of tomorrow's blog post. So I'm going to keep this handy so that I remember to go through everything with you and share all these tips with you. So let's look at the cards first, and then that'll kind of lead us into the tips. So these cute gingerbread men, when you die cut this, you can see that it actually kind of cuts 2 at once, and this middle line is a score mark. It does not cut. So this is the shape that it cuts when you use this die. And this is the two-tone pecan pie. Yeah, pecan pie crumb cake. The two-tone pecan pie cardstock in 12 by 12. And I like it because if you do use this cute gingerbread man as an opening, something that opens, then it's still colored on the inside and it's still cute. And so there we go. So this is an option. I just have this on a cardstock base. It's not a folded card, but this part is the part that opens. And I thought that was a really cute way to use it. You can also use it just as the single shape. So this one doesn't open. I actually just ended up gluing this one shut. So I kind of, in a way, I wasted, one gingerbread man, but whatever, it's fine. In the scope of life, I'm not going to worry too much about it. But you can see this one is a little bit darker shade. And I think it turns out really cute, whether you use the lighter side or the darker side. And then, of course, dressing up all the little pieces, that just makes me smile. It makes me happy. I just think that it's adorable to mix and match. And although you probably can't tell, the recipient is going to figure this out. This is the vellum paper. And so I die cut the whole hat like this. And this is actually the North Pole paper. I love these little soft pool party and white blue dot pattern. So I die cut the hat. I die cut it again with the velvet paper, and then see how this has a little separation? It's super easy. You just go snip, snip with your paper snips, and you put this part on top of this part, and then you can do this, and I think it's super cute with the velvet paper. Like I said, to you, probably just looks white, but I think the recipient is gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cute." I hope they do, anyway. So that's a fun option. I'm gonna show you about giving a little bit of shading so that there's a little bit of depth. Do you see how these scarves have a little bit of depth to them? And that I did with the Stampin' Blend, so I'll show you that. This is where I mixed and matched from this great set. I love this set. I think it has just the best um, mix and match of greetings and fonts and sizes. So I did Holly Jolly on there, gave him a little hot cocoa cup and a candy cane. And you'll notice I did the adorable peppermints for buttons. And we'll talk about the frosting. Oh, and this card base, this is, let me give you the official name. It is called Embossed Designs Mix and Match Specialty Cards and Envelopes. This package has both polka dots and stripes, and I absolutely love them. They're larger. They're 6¼ by 4¼ and I think it fits the scale of this gingerbread man really perfectly. So if you're looking for a little bit bigger size card and envelope, this is a fun option. This one, I love red, white, and blue at Christmas time. I think it's really crisp and clean and just a little different than green and red. So I did a red, white, and blue, and I'll show you the background. Well, let me just show you now. Show you what I did on the background of this one. So this paper is called Irresistible Designs. There we go. Catch it in the light. It already has a pattern like it's embossing, like it's white or clear embossing, but it comes like that. There's 3 different patterns in the pack. It's 12 by 12. So I took this one that's kind of plaid, and I used the Christmas Words embossing folder, and I embossed that paper. Let me see. I need to get this to, there we go. Do you see that in the light there? And I just thought, what a fun idea. I love to just kind of mix and match my supplies and make them go a little further, use them in a fun way. So that's the background of this card. And just, again, just layering all the pieces on the gingerbread man. This greeting is from that jar set that I showed you. So again, just mixing and matching fun, different things that go together. And then you can use some of these pieces and not even use the gingerbread man. So this background is the traditional wreath, I think it's called. Well, let me look. I have the supplies right here. Yeah, traditional wreath 3D embossing folder. It's a large 6 by 6 size, but I trimmed it down to a card front. And then I just added the cute candies from the Gingerbread Man bundle. And Christmas Magic, again, is in this fabulous Keeping Traditions stamp set. I love that. Just, I know I said that like 500 times. Never mind. I love that set. I love to mix and match fonts. And if you took the Stampin' Up class yesterday, the Brushed with Beauty class, they talked a lot about mixing and matching fonts and the sizing and the placement of mixing and matching the fonts. And I thought it was very interesting. But anyway, I had already done that, but it was kind of reinforcement of, yeah, I get what they're doing. So that's just a fun option. And then I have like 3 different cards over here that are sort of started, and we're gonna make those together. I don't totally have a complete plan. They're sort of in my head, but I thought it would be fun to go through all these little pieces together and create a couple additional cards. So that's where we're headed today. I did, oh yeah, oh, I can't forget. So somebody remind me if I forget to talk about this idea. Somebody remind me about the rolling pin and the cookie dough, okay? Somebody please remind me later if I forget. So I'm going to leave this up here, but that's an idea I want to share with you at the end. So for right now, the first thing I want to show you is my tip about getting the most out of your paper when you're die cutting the gingerbread men. Because I wasn't sure, should I use 8.5 by 11? And then I had this idea, well, if I use the 12 by 12 two-tone, which as you know, I love. Oopsie, I'm gonna need to move these so that you can see. Okay. Yep, I think you can barely see that. So I love two-tone cardstock. I mean, you probably know that if you've been hanging out with me for a little bit. So pretend that this is your 12 by 12 piece of two-tone cardstock. So here's what I came up with. And by the way, this will be on my blog tomorrow. So let me just hold it here for just a minute. You are welcome to take a screenshot, but this will be on my blog. You can pin it or save it tomorrow. This was the idea I came up with. If I cut my 12 by 12 into a 5-inch strip, what it allowed me to do was cut these two and then a single. And then this other piece, which was 7 by 12, I cut it into 5 by 7 pieces, which allowed me to get 2 more of these. And I had to cut it down because this would not fit through the die cutting machine. So it goes through the machine like this because this way is too wide. So I'll just repeat that real quick. You take your 12 by 12, you cut a 5-inch strip. You can get two two gingerbreads, plus a single. And then this other piece, you cut it at 5 inches again and 5 inches again, and you will be able to die cut like this and like this. And so what you basically get then is you get these pieces. And then, now I know this one's cut off. Yours won't look like that. I can explain that in a bit. But anyway, this is what you'll basically get. And then this is a little leftover piece. So when you die cut them, the next step is to decide if you want to take advantage of this little score mark like this, and if you want your gingerbread man to be an opening and closing little guy like this, or if you want to snip it and use singles, you would have single little men. You're going to have sort of a funny little end here, but that's where this cute cup comes in. You can give him, well, okay, when it's glued, it stays. You know what I mean. So if you put the cup there, then you don't even know that it has a funny little cut off end. So you can use him as a folded gingerbread man or a single, or of course you could always just like glue it shut, like I showed you before. But anyway, you have options then. And I stamped, so some of them I stamped the outline. I think, yeah, actually the 3 samples I showed you, I stamped the outline. So let me share a tip about that. I have a tip for you. Or you could just do the face, and then we're going to do the frosting instead of an outline on a couple of these. You can see that I've used a blending brush to give sort of the, not burnt, but you know, extra cooked around the edges. So I'll show you that. So you have lots of options, and you can also stamp this in Versamark or white ink and emboss with white, wow powder, heat emboss, and then you would have like a white frosting look all over. I just didn't get out my embossing supplies, so I did not do that, but I have these little white squiggles of frosting that we will use to add frosting to them. So that was kind of the first thing I wanted to show you, was tips for getting them die cut and what you may want to do for either stamping them or using them single, using them double, etc. Yes, the red velvet on the scarf. Sherry, I'll tell you the only reason I didn't, and I think I have it handy, and I'll show you. I do have it handy. This red velvet, so in the pack you get white, red, and green. This red is super, super, super dark, and it's really kind of a cherry cobbler, and I was going with the more of the real red and the white and the blue, which, hang on, let me just divert 1 second. You'll notice when I showed you all these pieces that that's all I have is real red, white, and blue. And what I suggest, you may have seen this last week no, 2 weeks ago, when I did the cake die cuts with you. I like to stick within like just one color palette scheme. And then that helps me to be able to just mix and match. And I don't have to all of a sudden like pick up a piece and go, well, this doesn't go with anything, because all of this is going to go together. And so rather than mix in another color, so you'll notice I didn't use green, I didn't use cherry cobbler, I just stuck with that palette. But yes, you could use this. It's a little darker, but it would be adorable. You could also use the green. It's also very dark, in my opinion, when you use it. I don't know why it just seems to be so dark to me. But anyway, I digress. I just wanted to address your comment about using the other colors. You can totally use these for your die cuts. They would be adorable. But I just chose to use a little bit lighter, brighter of a palette with the real red and then the blues. But sorry, I'm sorry. I know that was a really long answer. Yes, you caught me live, Margaret. Thank you. Thank you. Anyway, okay, sorry. I was just catching the comments. So what I want to show you next is about stamping this Gingerbread Man outline onto the die cuts. I think it's easier to do all your die cutting and then just stamp him. That's my preference. If you want to stamp first and then you would line up your die, you can do that, but then you would also have to stamp the other one later if you are stamping both. But here is my tip for you. I'm actually going to take this off so that I can show you this tip. Okay, and remember, when you are using photopolymer, especially an outline like this, do not pull. Don't do that. See how I'm rolling this off? You do not want to just pull on photopolymer. You will risk ripping it and you will risk really pulling it out of shape. Okay, so here is our outline stamp. I already have the face and the buttons on there. So this is what I found was the easiest thing for me. So I die cut my paper and then I laid this on top and I let it rest for a minute because you kind of have to let photopolymer go back to where it wants to be. And then I looked straight down, which this is really difficult through the camera, but I'm going to do my best. And I massaged it all into place. Well, scooted. It's not really a massage. Sorry, I'm just looking straight down here. And I'm doing my absolute best to get it all lined up. If you don't do that, you are not going to get a nice even border all the way around. Like one hand will be long or the head might be not quite round, that something will be off. So you really have to get it all massaged right into place. And then you would take your block and press down and pick up that stamp. Now I put these two on after, but I'm just going to leave them on there and see if we can just get this kind of lined up. looks pretty good, right? Okay, so then you will just pick this up. Now this is lined up perfectly to be able to stamp onto your die cuts. So that was tip number 2. So number 1 was getting the most out of your 12 by 12 paper. Number 2, I really wanted to show you that. And then you will just get a perfect image when you stamp all of your gingerbread men. And this is pecan pie ink on the light side of pecan pie two-tone. So there's the darker side, there's the lighter side. And I think that looks really good. To me, that was a really good coloring. But I did use my blending brush. And I'll show you how I gave my gingerbread men some little extra baking around the edge. So this is my pecan pie ink pad. And just get my brush all loaded up with ink, and then just simply swirl all the way around the edges. Now, if you don't like your cookies a little extra well done around the edge, you could totally skip this step. I personally love a little more of a crispy cookie. That's just me. My husband loves really chewy cookies. And our son is kind of in the middle. And so it's nearly impossible for me to ever do baking, which is my excuse for why I don't, because I can never please all of us. I just can't do chewy cookies, and they can't do crispy cookies. So there you go. But I think this lends a really cute look to do this all the way around. It's not necessary, but I think it's adorable. I just think it lends so much to the life of this little gingerbread guy. So I'll stop here and show you the difference of adding the shading and not. I don't know, maybe you can't see it, but I think there is quite a difference, and I think it's really cute to add a little bit of shading. Yeah, an excuse to not bake. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you like the tip, Sherry. Oh, good, Debbie. Thanks for joining. Yes, Poppy Parade would be cute too. Exactly. Yes. Oh, okay. I just saw what you meant. Hang on. Let me just see who said that. So Lori Hall says this extra piece, you could use this. Hang on. I've got it over here. I think this is what you mean. Like for these little guys, right? For the little gingerbread men. I think that's what you meant. That would be adorable. Yeah. I mean, I didn't throw these away. I kept them all over here. I'll use them for something. But yeah, that would be really fun. Okay, let me check my list of tips here. So, yeah, blending brushes, velvet paper. Okay, that, yeah, shading. Oh, yeah, shade. No, I got to show you that part. Okay, so now let's start assembling a couple of cards. I have some ideas here to share with you, and I think I'll be able to cover the rest of the tips as we go through these ideas. I hope they make sense. I don't know. Some days I feel a little more discombobulated than others. And you know, some days I don't know. I really don't know. Sorry. Some days I feel like I'm babbling. Please hold. I am just trying to get everything back in its packets. So I think we might use that I showed you earlier. Oh, I thought that was kind of fun. I might use this. I just stamped Christmas over and over. I don't know, just liked it. Okay, I have a miscellaneous white card base. Don't know what that's from. And, oh yeah, this. I'm going to show you that. And we have those. Okay, so I don't know. Here's where we're headed. Oh dear. Let's do this one first because I think this is going to be a fun idea. Oh, I know what I was looking for. I'm looking for my dies so that I can put this back because, oh dear, what happened? Where did I put them? Oh, right here. Hang on. I just need to, are you like this? Do you need to put it back or else you are in trouble? I am totally like that. If I don't put it back, man, I am in trouble. So I had this idea, and where are the cups? Oh, they're hiding. Here they are. Okay. Okay. So I thought this would be fun with a hot chocolate packet, even though I know, Gingerbread Men and hot chocolate. Well, I guess it goes together. I don't know. Anyway, I had this idea. I love these red and blue cards. This is called Textured Stripes Mix and Match Cards and Envelopes. So there are blue and red. The envelopes have a space there that does not have a pattern on it. And then the card bases are patterned. So you have blue, these kind of subtle stripes, white on the inside, and then you have red with these fun stripes. So I took a red one, and again, these, I'm pretty sure, hang on, let me just measure. Yeah, these are the 6 1/4 by 4 1/4 size, meant for memories and more, so that you have a bigger palette to work on with these larger gingerbread men. And I took one and I just sliced off a diagonal corner. Like I didn't measure it. I just sliced it. And then you can see what I did. Yep. I used every little ounce of that to die cut some of the pieces. And what I thought would be cute is to seal it up, put the packet inside. Ooh, I hope it'll fit. I might have to make it not so thick. Yeah, it'll fit. I'm going to probably have to put a staple over here to keep it shut, but do that and then put my gingerbread man on the front, and I wanted to put a candy cane, but I think that's going to be too bulky. I wonder if, I don't know, I guess you could just like tape the candy cane in here. I mean, why not? That could work, but I'm no. This was my thought. And so I thought we would decorate one of these gingerbread man and play with this idea. And, oh, you know, it'd be cute. I just like put a little piece of this down here. I don't know that you could totally read what it says, but I just think it might be cute. I could do that. I could add that down there. So I thought I would dress him up and show you all the little extras and some ideas when you are using all of these buffet pieces. Yeah, no, I wouldn't mail that, definitely. This, I should have said, this would be something I would deliver to neighbors. So we have several neighbors that I always give cute little baskets of things to, and I thought these would be cute tucked in the baskets. I should have said that. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad that you like them. Thank you, everybody. Let's see. Yes. Yep. Margaret has to put her dies back as well. Oh, I'm glad you like the shading, Lynette. Thank you. So let's see here. Let me get out these little pieces that I die cut from that corner. And one thing I thought of that I hadn't done yet was using this bow as a bow tie. And I thought that might be cute instead of the scarf. So I thought, okay, we would do that as something a little bit different. So we'll do that. And the hat, I'm wondering, you know what might be cute is to mix and match and make the not the brim. I don't know what that's called. Is that the brim? I guess it could be. whatever it's called. I'm just snipping. Snip this off and layer that onto the red. Yeah, see how cute that would be? Yep, that would be adorable. So we'll do that. And we'll give him a bow tie. And then we're going to give him some frosting. Okay, we'll give him some frosting. And I think the red cup, like that's a little too much red. So I'm going to put that one back in my jar. And I think maybe he'll just have a blue cup. That would be cute, right? So let's start assembling. And I am going to grab my tear and tape and seal this shut. And I think, like I said, I'm pretty sure this is going to need a staple to keep this shut. So we'll staple it and then we'll cover it up with either designer paper or with the this stamped piece that I did, one or the other. So let's burnish it really well. And grab my stapler. And I think I shared, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, if you staple from the back and you cover up on the front, then at least on the back, the staples look nice, and we'll cover this up with a strip of designer paper or, oh, you know what would be, almost be kind of cute to use some of this blue or the Christmas, Merry Christmas, or the blue. The blue might be cute, or this pattern from the North Pole delivery with the dots. I think I might even have like a spare strip here that, yeah, I have this little piece that I could just, that would be cute. That almost looks like snowflake-ish. I think that would be fun. Let's do that piece. So let me measure. So about 2 inches. 2 inches. And then just a little less than 6 1/4. So about, oh, I guess this is 6. So that's what we're, oh, it's not 6 1/4, 4 1/4. Good Lord. A little less than 4 1/4. And we'll just put that on there. And I think that will be super cute. Just a little way to dress it up just a little bit, a little extra color, and it'll hide the staples. Brilliant. Oh dear. Oh dear. Hang on. I hate it when that happens, but it just sometimes does. Let's get this ready. Yep, that will be cute. And tuck in the packet. Yeah, we may be able. Oh, you know, I think it would work. I think this will work. I think we can probably put the candy cane in. I think we can. Now, I think it'd be cute to have him open, and we can use one of those cute stamps, like sugar and spice and everything nice, and stamp that on the inside. I just got stuff everywhere. That's kind of how my day feels. Do you ever have a day like that where you just feel like everything is just all over the place? Sugar and spice and everything nice. You know what I should have done? Oh well, like from our house to yours. That would have been cute. But maybe that will go on the tag. We'll see. We'll see. Did I forgot to do the ink blending. I should have used this one that already has the ink blending. Well, let's stamp it on the inside of this one. Let's do that. I'm wondering if I can do from our house to yours on the front somewhere here. I think I can. Yep, and then this will open. Won't that be cute? Adorable. Okay. All right, so I'll show you what I did with the frosting. This is where you will want to put your self-adhesive sheets on the back of some white and cut your frosting and cut the candy canes and the candies, the little pinwheel things, because it'll make it much easier to adhere than trying to put glue on these. Oh my goodness, like just don't even try to put glue on these. So I'm just going to cut little pieces, and then I used, where'd I put it? Where's my little pick tool thing? I just had it in my hand. Oh, I put it back in the tray. Imagine that amount of organization. So I just use my little pick tool. See how that just helps me pull that off? It's a little less frustrating than picking at it with my fingernail, at least, you know, for me. So we'll put a little piece there. And we'll put a little piece over here. And I do want to show you, I'm going to put this right here because I want to show you an idea for the frosting on that one. I want to show you an alternate. If you don't stamp the outline, then you'll want to do the frosting a little bit different. I mean, you can do whatever you want, just suggestions, that's all. So I know a lot of you have seen me use this little dental pick tool. It's the accessory piece for the take your pick tool. So these pieces twist in and out, and there are, I guess 6 different ends now that you can put on these. It's an add-on to this tool. I love it. I've been, kind of upfront with you about that I have some really painful arthritis in my hands, and it's just kind of hard to manipulate smaller things for me. And so this has been a big help. And if you have any of that struggle, just consider using whatever tools like this are more helpful to you. I don't want to give up all my fun little paper crafting, but it's painful, and I just need to use things that help me. How's that? I also love it for picking up the embellishments off of the sheets of embellishments. That helps me a lot. Okay, so there we go. So I've got some cute little white frosting on our gingerbread man. And I think let's pop up the bow tie with, hello, where did you go? Oh, I know, I put it over here today. It's not in the same place, but I was just trying to make it handy, and then I forgot what I did with it. My little, I was going to use a piece of my foam adhesive sheet, but I think what's going to be better on this one is 2 dimensionals on the back. I know, I never use dimensionals, but but I think this is going to be better. Are these going to fit? Ha ha ha. If you took that class yesterday, the Stampin' Up class, the online class, one thing they mentioned was they are very conscious of trying to make certain dies or certain, yeah, I guess the dies, so that a dimensional or a glue dot will fit behind them. And I think this was one of those cases, and I'm so thankful that it fit. So let's add this. Too cute. And I think, I was going to pop it up, but I think I'll just glue it on. I think I'll just glue. Now, how cute is that? And then our final touch will be the peppermints. Do any of you remember a year ago at this time when these peppermints would not stay in stock? And every single time they came back in stock, it was like within hours they were gone again. And everybody just kept buying them and buying them and buying them. And I was so glad that Stampin' Up! Kept these because these are just so fun for Christmas. So adorable. So look how cute he came to life with some frosting and a little bow tie and a hat and peppermints. Isn't that cute? So then what I was thinking for this was these greetings for you. Since these are going to be neighbor gifts, I was thinking about from our home to yours. And I was kind of hoping it would fit, oh, maybe like right there. Should I do that? Oh, and we have to give him a little cup too. Down here, or should it go on the gingerbread man? I kind of like that. Oh, okay. The problem with that is when I glue it to this and I open it, he's not going to open. So it has to go down here. Yeah, even though I like it on there, it's going to have to go down there. I'll show you what I mean if that didn't make sense. So let me get this assembled and then I'll show you. Okay, from our home to yours, and let's glue. I wasted this, huh? Oh well. Oh well. It's all right. Okay, so let me put that on there for a second and give him the cute little cup, and then I'll show you what I meant. Okay, so if this greeting was sticking out over here, this wouldn't open. It would get caught on there. I think it would anyway. It looked like it would when I was trying that. So that's why I put it down here. But what a cute little neighbor gift this would be. Isn't that adorable? I love this. What do you think? Oh, good. Okay, thanks, Tammy caught that as well, that it wouldn't be able to open. Oh, thank you, Debbie. I'm glad you like it. Oh, yeah, Tammy, you need to definitely order more peppermints. They are so perfect for holidays. Oh, I'm glad. Yes, so Tammy just commented and it reminded me that on Sunday, Tammy is doing her usual weekly Sunday video at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and she's going to be using the Gingerbread Men on Christmas Christmas or holiday, I guess call it Christmas, sampler, 12 by 12 sampler. So if you want to see her ideas, make sure that you tune in to Cards by TLC. And then I think, just because I want to be able to show you the candy canes, let me show you something here. So when you die cut the candy cane, this is what the piece looks like. I really should poke these out. Hang on, let me poke out the excess. I neglected that. Oh, they're still in there. Hang on. I'm trying, friends. I am trying. Okay, well, I got them almost all out. Anyway, sorry. So the die is one piece, the solid and the stripes. So you have to cut out the same color. So you can see what I did here was that when you cut it with red, you're going to get one that has the openings and one solid. And when you cut it with white, you're going to get one solid and one striped. So what I figured was, okay, that's fine, because then what you do is you just kind of play mix and match here. So then you peel off, and remember I did this with the adhesive sheets on the back. You peel off this one and stick it to there, and then you peel off this one and stick it on the white. And if those little pieces don't come off, I just like to like stick them to my finger and then they come out. So you have two different candy canes. Oops, hang on. I'm doing too many things at once here. I'm like looking at too much. Let me just see if I can peel that back up. Yeah. Okay, let me line that up. Calm down. I get so excited when I share all this stuff with you. I get ahead of myself. So do you see, you'll get two different candy canes. My preference is this one. I don't know. I like that one better, but I'm certainly not going to waste it. So then there are two different candy canes. And I just thought maybe it'd be cute to tuck one in here. Like he's also holding a candy cane. Maybe one in there. I'm not convinced yet. We'll wait a minute. We'll see. Maybe we'll add him to that. But that was the candy cane. So I wanted to show you that tip. And then it's the exact same thing with the peppermint candies. So when I cut them, I cut solid reds and solid whites. And then I cut this piece, which gives you that little swirl. It comes out as one piece. So I cut that in red and I cut it in white. It also, you can do this lollipop in red and in white. And then there's also these swirls. Okay, so you have all of those pieces, and then you just play mix and match, and you decide what you want to do. Do you want to put that on there, and this on this, that on that, that on there, and you just mix and match, and you make them however you want. But again, by using that fabulous self-adhesive sheets, which by the way, is different than foam adhesive sheets. I don't think everybody knows that. So the self-adhesive sheets are just these little thin pieces. You peel it off. This is sticky. You stick it to the back side of your paper, your cardstock, and then you die cut. It is different than foam adhesive sheets, which are thick. So just FYI. But once you get these assembled, I'll show you a cute little tip. I liked to use my Wink of Stella. Oh, there happened to be one of those, what do you call it? Like a score mark. So this actually had 4 separate pieces of adhesive. Okay, but once you get all of those assembled the way that you want them, grab your Wink of Stella and all your little candy pieces, And you can either splatter like this, or you can just rub like this. It doesn't matter. Either way, you are going to just get all this fabulous, fun, sparkly candy. And I also found it looks really cute on the ends of these because then it really almost looks like cellophane wrapping. Okay, so there's that tip. And then I also wanted to show you another tip. If we go back to this sample, so this piece is the scarf. And when you die cut that, you get all these cute little pieces. So I did Pool Party, Real Red, and that piece from the North Pole delivery. This is from the, I think it's Elegant Pine Snowflakes. I don't know, something, there's some long name to it. And then here is the white velvet. But you can see they look really like flat. They don't have dimension. And you can see that I've given it a little dimension there. So what I did, and honestly, I can't remember how you use light or dark Pool Party, but let's start with light because you can always add more. I just envisioned where that center knot was. See that center knot? That's going to be kind of raised. And then these pieces that tuck behind it are going to be kind of recessed. And I wanted to give that just a little bit of dimension. And as this alcohol evaporates in the Stampin' Blend, it's going to lighten. So don't worry, it's not going to look that dramatic. It will look like this. But you can do that with the red. You can do that with the Pool Party. You can even do it on this. I used the Pretty Peacock because this is pretty dark. And I did that to give it a little dimension. Let's see, which one had that? So I did it there, and I also darkened the tails. Oh, there's a center to that bow, to this bow. You know what? That's lost somewhere. Oh, well. So that doesn't have a center, but what we could do, we could just darken the center instead of doing, oh, we can still do a little shadow. Yep. That's cute. That'll, oh, perfect. Perfect touch. So yes, there is a center to that little bow, and my center is Lost and Gone Forever Clementine. And then I darkened the tails and the center on that one with my Stampin' Blend. So I wanted to show you that. Let's see, what else did I want to show you? So this and this and this go together to create those candy pieces that we just talked about. So those are those. There are cute little gumdrops, which I have not used yet, so that'll be on my list. This is the frosting. This I thought was frosting. It's not. It cuts. So if you want to like cut off his leg like he's been eaten and then use the cute little oh snap greeting or sentiment, you can. There's the bow that we were talking about. Here's the scarf. We talked about the hat. And then if you want to die cut faces, okay, I'm going to be super honest. I do not have enough time in my life to do all that little die cutting and fussy little pieces. Sorry, I just don't. So I stamped mine. All of mine are stamped. I am not going to die cut little faces. Knock yourself out if you would like to play with that. And it's just hard for me, dexterity wise. So, you know, they'll just stay there. They'll be for someone else. You know what I mean? Anyway, okay, so I just wanted to show you how to use all of those pieces. Let me look at my notes. What else did I write here? Peppermint candies, adhesive sheets. Yep, the scarf with Stampin' Blends, Wink of Stella, velvet paper, I did them all. Okay, there's 2 more. So they're all on my blog for tomorrow for the lists of all those lists of tips. So I want to show you 2 more things. If you're like, yeah, seen enough, that's fine. You can go, but I hope you stay with me. But I want to show you a couple more things. So the other super cute idea, if you do not use the outline stamp like I showed you, is that you'll want to use your frosting to give your gingerbread man some cute little frosting definition. So in this case, I'm using larger pieces. Where did the other half of that just go? I snipped it and okay, well, we'll just get another one. I don't know where the other half went. So I think I want to do it this direction. Okay, now don't go anywhere. Just stay right here so I can use you over here. I don't know where it went. I'll find it. And then I want to show you that super fun idea I have with the rolling pin. I'm remembering. I'm remembering. And then one more over here. There. Okay, so you'll want to use your cute little frosting pieces if you don't do the stamping. You can also do this and stamp and emboss in white. For me, it was just a little easier just to do the frosting pieces, but you know, it's fine. I also wanted to show you this little piece. This is cute if you want to do like a frosting piece up there as kind of hair. So that also works. Of course, you could do it, make fancy frosting on the arms and the legs. So that is an option. There are 1, 2, 3, I think 3 different faces that you can also do. And then there are different buttons and other different little embellishment pieces there that you could use if you want to. But I have to show you this fun idea. So when I was at Target, I found gingerbread cookie mix and these adorable spatulas. And I was like, OMG, I have to get this. This would be just the cutest little gift. So put this in a little basket or a tin or a cello bag, and then make a gingerbread cookie man tag to go on it. And so I thought, well, I want to dress one of them up and then it'll go with this. So if you have a Target, or I'm sure it's Betty Crocker, I'm sure it's at other places, but I'm not sure about these. Let's see, are these? Yeah, so these would be exclusive to Target, I'm sure, because it says at Target. Yeah, but I just thought they were so adorably perfect to go with this. And so I thought, let's decorate one of these to go on that package. How fun is that? Isn't that cute? Oh, Tammy's obsessed. Oh, here it is. It is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's where the piece went. Thank you. Oh, yes, Debbie can relate to my hand issues. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it, Robin. Yes, Debbie, definitely remember to watch Tammy's live on Sunday. Okay, so we already gave him the blending brush background. I've stamped a face. I think he needs, does he need a red scarf? Oh, so cute. Maybe it depends what hat. If we do, If we do that with the white velvet, wouldn't that be cute? I think we've already done, that's not as dramatic. I think we'll do that. So I'm going to snip off right here where they have that line and add, oh my gosh, I just looked at the time. Why does it feel like we've been together for about 10 minutes so far? It's been over an hour. I just don't even, I don't know where the time goes. Have too much fun. So little hat. I think I kind of maybe stamped that face a little up high. So I'm going to put this scarf up just a little bit like that so that it doesn't look like he has, you know, such a funny long face happening there. Oops. I didn't stick this on very well. There you go. So let's give this a little bit of definition with the red. Red Stampin' Blend. And remember, this will dry a little bit and lighten. The alcohol will evaporate. It won't look that dark, but it will give some definition. Maybe. Like, why not? Let's just give it a little sparkle. I mean, because we can, right? Because we can. And then I'm just going to cut a thin strip of foam adhesive sheet so that this pops up a little bit. So there we go. Do you see what I mean? Then his face kind of doesn't look like I did it too high because I compensated by putting the scarf up just a little bit higher. Yeah, that looks good. And then peppermint buttons. And I have an idea. So adorable. So what I was just thinking was this little velvet piece. So what if I just sort of made that a little poofy pom-pom thing on the top? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't need it. Let me see. Maybe that's silly. I don't know. I can't even. Okay, never mind. My fingers aren't cooperating. So anyway, you can do that if you want to. We'll leave it like this. But then maybe this little cutie would like to have some candies. Some little candies. Maybe. Yeah, maybe it goes on the inside. Yes, that's cuter. That's cuter. It'll be on the inside. Yep, adorable. I like that. I like that. And then that will be my tag for this. And I don't know who I'm giving this to. Somebody that will bake gingerbread cookies, obviously. And that will be the tag. So what do you think? Won't that be adorable? Oh, wait. That's what these were for. Okay, so what I did, oh my gosh. See, look, 'tis the season for baking. And then, yes, that's what I was doing. I totally forgot. 'Tis the season for baking. Yep. And that, if you missed the beginning, is from the homemade treats. So I used the oven mitt, the rolling pin, and the greeting. And I also stamped that one. Well, that's this one, but I also stamped, wait. Oh no, I also stamped this from the jar, wishing you the sweetest Christmas. And I thought that would be cute with some of this too. Anyway, I used this one. Okay, anyway, please hold while we finish this. This is going to be so cute. So adorably cute. So we are going to, oh, it covers up his frosting. Oh well. The cuteness factor is worth it, right? Totally worth it. And the rolling pin. And then I think what I want to do is just a little bit of, oh, okay, I know you're saying it won't open, but I don't think this is going to be on a card. So I think I have this solved. I think. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay. So this is just going to be like the tag. So this isn't going to go on a card. So that's why this will still open. So that was my idea with that. Super adorable. Isn't that the cutest? 'Tis the season for baking with that. Oh my word. I love that. Oh, friends, thank you for hanging out with me today and checking out these fun ideas for the gingerbread man. I hope this gives you some neighbor gift ideas or just some fun ideas for Christmas cards, holiday cards. Oh, just too much fun. Too cute. I love all of these. I just, I love playing with all the parts and pieces. Oh, so adorable. So adorable. Thank you, everybody. Yes, easy gift. Isn't it fun? Yep. Thank you. I'm glad you like them, everyone. Oh, Hope. Okay, I'm glad the pom-pom was a cute idea. I don't know. I couldn't get my fingers to work, so I couldn't do it. Oh, I'm glad you all enjoyed this. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm so happy that you were here today. I don't know if I'm going to do a video next week on the day after Thanksgiving. My family's going to be here together. I may just enjoy the day with my family. I'll let you know next week. I just haven't decided yet, but I do hope that you'll enjoy a wonderful Thanksgiving with your family and friends as you remember all your blessings next week. So thank you, everyone. I will see you soon.